Yo, what up YouTube? This is how you do a cap and rotor on a 92 to 95 Honda Civic. I already took off the old one. I take off the whole cap first. As you can see, there's residue here because I didn't know it because the car's been running fine, but the bolt fell out of the rotor and it dug a hole in the plastic guard inside here, a full hole, and it was just laying in a bolt. So I had to melt the plastic out of the Phillips head and then I used some this time I used some thread lock on that bolt on the rotor. And yeah, I took off the whole cap, left the spark plugs on there, wires. Like I said, I had to melt plastic out of the Phillips head of the rotor bolt. And then from here, you know, you just match them up. The two rear go on the two rear, the two front go on the two front. Okay, so you just take that off. So you just take this top, take the top off. And I used a WVE brand from Rock Auto. So I took off the top front, it goes on the top front. Wait till it clicks in. So the front bottom right here. Okay, make sure you hear them click in. I got them all in. Here's the old one. Trash. Then the spark plugs, you just take them off one by one. Make sure you got a 5/8 spark plug socket with a rubber grommet on it. Take that off. Do it by hand. I do mine about like every 10,000 miles. They say 30,000, but look at that thing. That's about 10,000 right there, and it's cooked. Okay, and then you get the new one. There's the new versus old. On these cars, always use the NGKR, always. ZF, R5J. And I usually do gap them, but I eyeballed these when they came out of the box and they all look fine. Usually I gap them. And when I do gap them out of the box, I'm like 99% of the time it's right on. So I put them on, just open all four. Make sure they're all the same and you're good to go, man. And when I put them in this rubber grommet, I don't put them all the way. I just put the first click, because sometimes that rubber grommet will stick on the spark plug when you put it in. And you always want to use an extension. I use a Husky. Seems to be a pretty good one, because I had I can't remember what socket I had before, but it sucked. This Husky is pretty good. And you always want a hand. Always start it with your hand on the spark plug. Don't go straight with the ratchet, man. Okay. Get it a little snug. Pop that ratchet on the extension. Make sure you're going the right way, which I wasn't. You don't want to crank it too hard. I would choke up all the way right here, because over here, that's too much leverage. You don't want to tighten the shit out of these spark plugs. Just do it right here, choke up on it, do it snug right there. See, slides right out when you barely put it on. And you want to make sure your spark plug wire clips on. You can feel it. There you go. On to the next. Okay. Always check the tips, make sure there's no oil on there, no leakage. If there's a little leakage, sometimes it's not If it's not crazy wet, it might be okay, but you might want to think about getting your valve cover gaskets done. Okay. And I like to clean up with a rag a little bit. You know, there's always a little residue on that baby. Actually, I gotta go back and clean these up a little better. And the same thing. Pop her in there. See, you feel that? See? Not too tight. Just that way they come right out every time. Like I said, I do mine every 10. I think it's 10,000 miles I do mine, roughly. See, this one's not as bad as the other cylinder. See, once again, see, it's barely when that first clip. You don't want to clip it all the way down. Doesn't really need to be that tight on that rubber grommet. Gently put her in there. Every hold, you gotta gently put it in there, man. You know what I mean? You don't want to force it in there. That's how you mess things up. You don't want to mess your baby up. You love her, right? Well, that was pretty tight, pretty fast. That's weird. Just like that. Bam, pop her out. Pop the plug in. Bada bing, bada boom. This last one you're gonna have to unclip on that little rail. Pop her out. No oil. Beautiful. She's a beaut. Stick her now nice and gentle. Comes right out. Pop that off. Use your hand. So she's all the way loose. Okay. You feel when she's loose. Bam. There she is. Okay, so the rotor cap, spark plug wires are on, spark plugs are in, caps are on. Before I put that whale penis back on, I'm gonna make sure she starts up because my ignition coil, the spring was kind of wonky, but I'm pretty sure she'll start right up. But let's make sure before I put that whale penis back on. Here she goes, Old Faithful, 260K, man. I got her when she had 155. Like a glove. I love this car. I don't even know how long I've been driving with that cap and rotor. I think I haven't done the cap and rotor for, I would say about, you got the stick shift too, man. Gotta have a stick shift EX. 4-door with a sunroof, VTEC, d16z6, all original, baby. It's third owner. But yeah, that cap and rotor, I must have done it like 5 years ago. Or, yeah, because I think I did it with the ignition coil. And I don't know how long that bolt has been out of that rotor, but she's been running that whole time. This car is badass. Gotta love your Honda Civics, man. Save you money and when they're nice and low, like I got my baby. You can see how low she is. I'll just put some LS meshes on her. Metal flaked them up with some VHT. See how low she is? It's like a go-kart, baby. I had GSRs and SIs. Thought I'd try these puppies out. But I hope you guys enjoy, man. Have a blessed day today. See you later. Need some new floor mats.